I thought it was impossible. You know, sometimes a story really starts at the end with just a simple, powerful admission like that, and it tells you everything you need to know about the journey that came before it. So today, we're going to unpack one of the most incredible stories from the recent Olympics. It's all about Elana Meyers Taylor and her absolutely stunning victory, a win that, as you just heard, she herself thought was completely impossible.
All right, let's set the scene. We're in Cortina d'Ampezzo, Italy. Elana Meyers Taylor rockets across the finish line. And for just a second, there's this moment of suspense, and then bam! Pure raw emotion. She's leaping, fists pumping, and then she just collapses to her knees, totally overcome. And who's watching all this? Her two little boys. They're probably too young to really get what's happening, but you better believe they can feel their mom's absolute joy.
But you know, to really get why those tears were flowing, we've got to go back. We have to understand the whole journey. Because this wasn't just about winning one race. No way. This was the finish line of a long, incredibly decorated, and let's be honest, a sometimes really frustrating career. So get this. Before that incredible night in Italy, Elana Meyers Taylor was already a legend. She had already been on the Olympic podium 5 times. 5! That's a huge deal. But let's look a little closer at that record, shall we? 3 silver medals, 2 bronze medals. See the pattern? 5 times on that podium, right there with the best of the best. 5 times she was so close. But every single one of those 5 times, that gold medal was just barely out of her grasp.
And that brings us to this number, the big one, the one that was missing. Because for all that success, all those medals in her collection, the number of Olympic golds she had? 0. The one prize that had always slipped through her fingers. So you can imagine, heading into her 5th Olympics, she wasn't just chasing another medal. She was staring up at this giant mountain of doubt. A mountain built from all those near misses, plus a whole new bunch of obstacles that made that gold medal feel, well, impossible. I mean, just look at this career path. It's the definition of perseverance. You've got the bronze in 2010, then silver in 2014, then she gets hit with career-threatening concussions. I mean, that could have been it right there. But she comes back. Another silver in 2018. Then she becomes a mom to 2 boys. And all of it leads to the 2026 Games and what felt like one last shot. So let's be really clear about what she was up against. First, her age. She's competing at 41 in a sport that is all about power and explosiveness. Then there's motherhood, trying to balance being an elite athlete with raising 2 little kids. And on top of all that, you have the sheer psychological weight of all that history, right? It's like carrying those 3 silver medals on your back down the track. And it wasn't just about fighting her own body or the clock. It was about fighting what everyone else thought was possible. Her teammate, Callie Humphreys-Armbruster, said it perfectly. And, by the way, she won bronze in the same race at 40. She said, people are just so quick to write you off when you hit 40, or when you become a mom. But she said, I think Elana and I are both proof that that's not true. What a statement. They weren't just winning medals, they were shattering stereotypes. Okay, so that brings us right back to the ice in Italy. Everything has led to this moment. 3 runs are done, it all comes down to this. 1 final run. This is it. The last chance she has to rewrite her own story. And the pressure is just immense. She's sitting in 2nd place. Germany's Laura Nolte is ahead of her by just 0.15 of a second. Now, if you don't follow bobsled, that might not sound like much, but trust me, on the ice, that can feel like an eternity. And at the same time, it's so close you can taste it. It means she has absolutely no room for error. The run has to be perfect. There are no do-overs, no second chances. This is it. Her entire career, her whole legacy, comes down to this single run. And now, it's her turn. The sled is ready at the top of the track. The light goes green. 16 years. 16 years of pushing, of heartbreak, of never giving up, and it all comes down to the next minute. And she nails it. Just an absolutely flawless run under pressure you and I can't even imagine. She crosses that finish line, and just like that, the impossible is real. She did it. But this win? Oh, it was so much bigger than just a personal victory. It was truly historic. 41. At 41 years old, she became the oldest American woman to ever win a gold medal at the Winter Games. Ever. She didn't just win her race, she rewrote the record books. And check this out.
That gold was her 6th Olympic medal overall, and with it, she tied the one and only Bonnie Blair, the legendary speed skater, for the most Winter Olympic medals ever won by a U.S. woman. I mean, we're talking about putting your name right next to the absolute greats. This is legendary stuff.
And what was her reaction to achieving all of this? Total, pure humility. She said, "To have my name up there with Bonnie Blair, it doesn't even make sense to me." Can you believe that? Even in her greatest moment, she's still in awe of the history that she just made.
But I think this quote right here really gets to the heart of it all. I didn't need it, but I wanted it. Think about that. With 5 medals already, her legacy as an all-time great was already rock solid. She didn't need this gold medal to prove anything to anyone, but she wanted it for herself. It was that last final piece of the puzzle she'd been solving for almost 20 years. Just pure passion.
So what does it truly take to achieve something you think is impossible? Well, I think her story gives us a pretty good idea. It takes an unbelievable amount of resilience. It takes courage. And maybe, most of all, it takes that voice inside you that says, even when it feels totally impossible, you get in that sled one more time. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? What does it take for us to achieve our own impossible?